Coach, what were your general thoughts? One night in and a club that gave you guys a little bit of a battle.
Well, I was really proud of our guys, because, UNCW was very physical. Heading into the game, we knew that they were a physical team, and, we had to match and be able to handle that physicality. And, especially in the first half offensively, they just took us out of our rhythm offensively, and we didn't do a good job of handling how physical they were. And, heading into the game, we knew that this was a team that was going to crash the offensive glass, and we talked about it, we practiced it, we drilled it, and we just didn't do a good job of that in terms of boxing them out. They got 16 offensive rebounds. But I felt like the thing that I was really encouraged about was, number one, I've talked at great length about how good we have to become on the defensive end. And I felt like after the first 4 minutes of the game, we really locked in defensively. I told them a number of times in a timeout that I felt like, and I can't wait to look at the film, but I would say, 80% of the shots that they made were based off of our mistakes, from the standpoint of fouling jump shooters, going for pump fakes, not being in the right position, doing the opposite of what we had been taught and practiced in practice. But I was really proud of them overall defensively. I was really proud of them in the second half. From an offensive standpoint, I felt like we got really good rhythm. And when we needed to make plays on both ends of the floor, everybody stepped up.
Was that physicality also showing up on your offensive glass? Because I know you made a point of emphasis rebounding a higher percentage of your misses.
Yeah, I really think for whatever reason, it was a combination for our guys. They were nervous and they were anxious. I just felt like, especially on the offensive end, we were moving at such a nervousness, anxiousness type of pace that at times we couldn't even catch the basketball. And so I just, I know we have a veteran group, but it was the first game, and I just felt like it was a lot of it was a result of a combination of being nervous and being anxious. And I told them, I said, one of the thoughts of the day we always tell them is, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was worked on every day. And I said, this is a great opportunity. We got to get to work and get better as a team.
Hubert, how encouraged were you by the use of your bench? Seth Trimble in particular seemed like he had a good stretch.
Yeah, he did. I thought Seth played really well when he was out there on the floor. He's a guy that is just gifted athletically, and he can do a number of things on both ends of the floor. He's a really good defensive player. I know a couple times that he fouled shooters when he didn't need to, and then on the offensive end, he has the ability to be able to attack the basket and be able to finish. He was able to get that and one situation. Made also a couple free throws, and I thought DeMarco played really well coming off the bench. I thought the 6 minutes that Tyler Nickel was in was huge for us, and he's going to continue to get more minutes. And I thought, in the first half, the minutes that Dontrez Styles played, I thought was really beneficial to us as well.
Coach, we were just told that 4 assists for the team was the lowest since 1980 for a Tar Heel team. What was UNCW doing to sort of shut down those offensive opportunities?
I don't think it was, UNCW is a fantastic basketball team and extremely well coached. I think the reason why we only had 4 assists didn't have anything to do with UNCW, had everything to do about us. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is passing up good shots to get great shots. We always talk about having spacing and balance and movement and a combination of player and ball movement, and for the most part, especially in the first half, that just wasn't there. I really think everybody, when I talk about anxiousness from a standpoint of just wanting to do something good and make something happen instead of being the facilitator. And I really, my hope is, and I think it was first game anxiousness and nervousness that uncharacteristically put us in a position offensively where we weren't sharing the ball like we usually do.
Footnote to that is the 3 assists by UNCW are the fewest we've allowed in the game since 1975. So
7 total.
Kentucky, 1975.
Coach, what are the win lines, a win like this and playing such a tough team do for you guys going forward?
Well, I've only been a head coach for a year and a half, but one thing that I have learned is it's very difficult to win at this level. And a win is a win. And even though that, there's some things that we normally do better and we have to do better, I was really happy and I was really proud of the way that they responded tonight. In a situation where plays needed to be had on both ends, we always stepped up, and so that's very encouraging. And so, I told them before, right now it would be shocking to me if we were the team that we're going to be towards the end of the season, but it gives us a really good baseline on things that we need to improve on and get better at, and I'm really looking forward to getting back to practice and getting to work.
Coach, how can you speak to the environment? I think they said there was over 4,000 students. A lot of the players voiced it was like an ACC environment on a 9 o'clock on a Monday in November. How can you speak to the environment you guys?
It was amazing. When I walked out of the tunnel, it was the energy was live. It was really unbelievable, and so just the support and the buzz around this team has just been off the chart. I'm so thankful for the fans and their support, not only tonight but all last year. I want to send a specific and special shout out to the student body. I mean, all the students, they sold out all of their seats. And so, it makes a difference. It made a difference for us at home last year. It makes a difference. It made a difference for us tonight. When we have that type of support, whether it's a Monday night at 9 o'clock or a Friday night at 7, it doesn't matter. Having that type of support and from our fans and specifically from our student body is something that helps us out there on the floor, and I'm just very, very thankful for it.
And with Pete Nance now in the fold, how much more versatile are you guys defensively? It seems like he was pretty comfortable slipping down to that 5 position, and you put Leaky at the 4 when Armando was in foul trouble.
Yeah, you can do a number of things with Pete on both ends of the floor defensively. He can play the 5. He has tremendous lift and athleticism, so he can guard guards out on the perimeter. Just got to do a better job of getting him the ball. He only had 3 shots tonight, and this is a guy that can really score, dynamic, whether it's around the basket or shooting the ball from the outside. He's an unbelievable passer and screener, and so those are things that we've got to get better at and improve on. But Pete's an unbelievable player, and I'm very thankful that he's here, and he's a Tar Heel.
It's super late, so 2 more, please.
Hubert, Armando said the guys were sitting in the locker room and sort of taking stock of how everyone played bad, like sort of looking like you played bad, and then you came in very positive, is what he said. Like, what were you wanting to, the message you were wanting to leave with those guys? Was it the Rome isn't built in a day type thing? Like, what were you telling them?
Well, I've always been positive. I like to encourage, and all of us, and including here, knows that we didn't play our best. And there's things that we have to get better at and things that we need to improve on. So to go in there and tell them things that we already know, I just didn't see a point in that. But aside from one of the things that I did tell them, I said, sometimes people have problems that they can't fix. And the things that we need to fix are fixable. And can easily be changed. And I said, that's positive. On the other end, we did do some good stuff, and so I was really proud of them, and just told them that we got to get to work and got to continue to improve. But I love this group. I love being around them. I love coaching them, and I'm excited to do this year with them.
Take 1 more.
RJ and Caleb had, I think, 17 points each. It seemed like in the second half they were kind of trading back and forth with some of the big shots they had. How do you see the way they performed today fitting in the big picture of what you want from them as a backcourt this year?
Well, they're one of the best, if not the best backcourt in the country. They're really good defensive players. I love putting multiple ball handlers out there on the floor so that we can handle pressure like tonight, where UNCW, they had a number of different presses, and so when you have multiple guys that can bring up the basketball and also get our team into offense, that's a huge benefit for us. And so, with Caleb and RJ, they can make plays on the ball, they can make plays off the ball, and especially in the second half, I felt like their ability to create shots, not only for themselves, but just to penetrate and get into the lane was huge for us. And I was really happy with how aggressive they were, and I was really happy with their decision making, even though it didn't result in very many assists, especially in the second half.